From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. How many more monstrosities will we have to tolerate in the name of farmers' protests? How many more lynchings will we have to see in the name of farmers' protests? How many more ghastly, bloody brutalities will we have to bear in the name of farmers' protests? Yesterday, these protesters have carried out a Taliban-style execution on the Singhu border. A Taliban-style execution. A 35-year-old man had his hand chopped from his wrist. He was slashed with swords all over his body by these protesters. All over his body. And while he lay there bleeding to death, these protesters, very much part of this so-called farmers movement, a group of Nihang Sikhs who are very much an integral part of these so-called protests, tried to extract a confession from the dying man. I don't want to detail it out too much, viewers, but I will. The man is lying there. He's bleeding, he's dying, he's hysterical. His hand is chopped from here, and his chopped hand is lying next to him. And these so-called protesters have surrounded him and are trying to get a confession out of him. Yes, viewers, the pseudos and the lobby are quiet tonight about this. And they are thinking that they will just get away by denying that these killers are farmers or fellow protesters. Listen to me, Yogendra Yadav and Ticket. I agree they are not farmers, just as you are not farmers, which validates my view that this is not a farmers' protest at all. It's just a group of opportunists, violent arsonists, and secessionists, along with political elements who are trying to burn our country down. But nobody, not even the greatest voices of this lobby, deny the fact, or can deny the fact, that these lynchers, these killers, are so-called protesters. They are part of the same group. They're the ones who block the roads, threaten us, don't allow our children to go to school, don't allow people to attend their offices, who are blackmailing the nation for months. And Rakesh Tiket and Yogendra Yadav must take responsibility for all the contributing factors behind yet another lynching. And their supporters sitting in campuses in London and New York must gather the intellectual honesty to ask them tonight. Ask Yogendra Yadav tonight, Mr. Yadav, what do you feel about someone's slashed hand being strung along with his corpse from a wooden pole early in the morning on a busy street next to a highway, as a reminder to every other Indian that this is the fate they will receive and can receive should they cross their path? This is Talibanization, viewers. This is not a farmers' protest. This is Talibanization of the worst kind. This is what I have been speaking about for about a year now. This is Talibanization in the name of farmers' protests. It has to be stopped. And I'm disappointed with politicians in this country, because politicians are not acting as they should. They should nip it in the bud. And they are not doing that. They're letting us all down. We have the law. And it is an absolute tragedy that in our country there isn't a massive outrage among the politicians, the police, and the bureaucracy over this lynching. I want to show the pictures again, viewers. Full frame. And I want to remind these I want to remind these politicians, police, bureaucrats, what are you doing? Do you need Republic to come and tell you about what you need to do? You keep talking about a strong state. Well, I want to see the strong state now. You keep talking about the rule of the law. I want to see the rule of the law now. You keep saying that people who take the law for granted won't get away. I want to see them not getting away now. And frankly tonight, I, like many of you, am deeply disappointed. We are law-abiding, tax-paying and proud citizens of this great country. And look at this picture, viewers, full frame. I want to show the pictures. I want to show the pictures of that man strung full frame. Please. And I want to ask you, viewers, tonight, if the entire might of the Indian state cannot frighten these killers or be used against these killers, then I want to ask you, viewers, what message are we sending to those who swear by and live by and abide by the law? What message are we sending? Where is the state? Why do I have to see a situation where I see these killers stand right next to policemen, talk to them, a conversation going on? There is no fear among the killers. Ladies and gentlemen, the law is meant to be used, not upon the insistence of the media. Our job is to report the use and application of the law. In this case, I have no doubt in saying there has been a partial and agonizingly slow application of the law. India does not and will never be Talibanized. Let's raise our voices tonight. Debate number 1 this evening, viewers. What is going on in this country? Brutal Taliban-style lynching near the national capital. Shut the sham protest. Enough is enough. Debate number 1. And debate number 2 this evening. Mayhem in Chhattisgarh. A car rams over 20 people. Many people killed. The visuals are shockingly similar to Lakhimpur. But why is the Vadra Congress quiet now? That's debate number 2. And debate number 3, is it woke? Is it woke to run down Hinduism? Now a New York Times journalist questions a pilot wishing people on Navratri. What's going on in this country? That's debate number 3. And here are the headlines. This Friday evening on the Debate Tonight.
दसवें पातशाह मेरे प्यारे सिंघां ने मेरा वध करन लई आग्या बख्श ते नाले मैनू अपने चरनी लाने लई.
Shock over the country over a Taliban-type execution at the Singhu border. 35-year-old lynched, murdered, killed by protesters.
ਇਹਦਾ ਗੁੱਟ ਵੀ ਵੱਢਿਆ, ਲੱਤ ਵੀ ਵੜਤੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਨਿਕ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਥਾਨ ਤੇ ਕਾਂਡ ਹੋਇਆ, ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀ ਦੋਸ਼ੀ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਸੋਧਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ.
His hands chopped off, he was left to bleed and die. They hanged him for public display.
कौन आत्मसमर्पण कर रहे हैं सर? क्या नाम है उनका? जो अपने बाबा खुले आप देख सकते हैं समय तमाम लोग.
And a direct role of the anti-farm law protesters has emerged. They say we are ready to kill again if needed. Second video to send shockwaves across India. SUV rams into devotees in Jashpur, Chhattisgarh on Dashera Day. From communal violence to a deliberate attack on devotees, the Vadra Congress is missing in action. New York Times journalist attempts to run down Hinduism on Twitter. Is it woke to run down our culture and our religion now? And ladies and gentlemen, what we saw at the Singhu border this morning was horrendous, hideous, a mutilated body of a man hanged on a barricade for public display after he was mutilated and killed. Ghastly torture, a reminder of what we have seen under the Taliban a few weeks back. And this happens not far away from the national capital. Viewers, I've been saying this 9 months back, a year back, when these protests were getting out of hand, that we cannot allow such anarchy on the streets of India. We need to reclaim our country. Tonight, along with these images, what is completely disturbing is the practiced and rehearsed silence of the Lynchistan Lobby, which backed the protests in the first place. I believe wherever this is happening, Singhu or anywhere else, we need to clamp down. We need to show what a strong state really is. Let's debate.
Early morning on Friday, this 35-year-old man was found hanging at the Singhu border protest site. Mangled corpse hanging to a barricade, his hand chopped off, brutal cut marks on the body. His dead body was kept on display for protesters at the Singhu border, a complete Taliban-style execution on the borders of the national capital. Now watch this video. Watch how a confession was extracted from the victim, followed by justification of Nihang groups who were part of protests at Singhu border.
ਦੱਸ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਨੌ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਮੈਂ ਚੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਨੌ ਦੱਸ ਤੇਰਾ ਨੌ ਕੀ ਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪਿੰਡ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਓ ਬਸ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਬਦਵੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਆਇਆ ਨੌ ਕੀ ਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਆਇਆ ਇਹ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਤੇ ਚੁੱਕਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਬੋਲੇਗਾ ਤੇ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਲਾਹ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਤੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਟਿਮਕੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਾਟਾ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਚੱਕੀ ਇੱਕ ਗਾਟਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੜਫ ਕੇ ਮਰੇ ਗਾਟਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਗਾਟਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਤੇ ਮੁਕਤੀ ਮਿਲ ਜੂਗੀ ਤੜਫ ਮਰੇਗਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਲੱਤ ਦੂਜੀ ਵੱਢਾਂਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਰਨ ਦੇ ਦੁਸ਼ਹਿਰਾ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਟੰਗੋ ਟੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਗੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ
The clincher has been this report from the Singhu border, which confirmed that killers could be part of protests.
ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਥੋੜੇ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਖਸ ਆ ਉਹ ਆਉਣਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਸੀਆਈਡੀ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਕਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸੌਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਦੋਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਦੋਂ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਪਾਲਕੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਖੋਲ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਸਰੂਪ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਸਰਬ ਲੋਕ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਦੌੜ ਗਿਆ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਾਬੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਾਬੂ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਸੰਗਤ ਭੀੜ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਕੱਠ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਭੀੜ ਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੁੱਟ-ਕੁੱਟ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਮਾਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ
Minutes after this interview, 2 protesters have been taken into custody for further investigation.
सौदा जो आपने देखा हमको उसको सजा दे दी उसको सजा अब कौन है सर सिंह जो हो गया सौदा से मतलब सजा हो गया अब कौन आत्मसमर्पण कर रहे हैं सर क्या नाम है उनका कितने लोग अपने बाबा खुले ये देखिए आप देख सकते हैं समय तमाम लोग.
This is the second case of lynching by protesters in the last 12 days. But the Andolanjivis who instigated violence and justified lynch mob,
वे कौन थे जो गाड़ी में थे जिन्होंने लोगों को मारा जब जंगल में खूंखार कोई आदमी हो जाता है नहीं एक्शन का रिएक्शन है वो दोषी किसको कहते हैं यहाँ गाड़ी टकराती है तुरंत दोनों उतर के और लड़ने लगते हैं सड़क के ऊपर वो क्या है वो रिएक्शन है वो हत्या में नहीं आता रिएक्शन है आपको पढ़ दो पूरा हो नहीं मानते दोषी
they have all gone silent. The lobby that called India Lynchistan and backed Singhu protests are all quiet over the brutal torture and lynching of Dalit Sikh Lakhbir Singh. Let's debate.
Sanju Verma, Ramnik Maan, Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal, Vinod Anand, who's the chief advisor of the Rashtriya Kisan Progressive Alliance, Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal of the Kisan Gurukul, Ranbir Singh Sharma, former IPS Haryana cadre. Truly, viewers, as I'm introducing tonight, we should hang our heads in shame what we've allowed to happen. Truly. I don't know what we will tell our future generations, what we are allowing in this country. in the name of farmers' protest. And on the other side tonight, Surjit Singh Swech of the Congress Party, Abhimanyu Kohar, farmers leader, Shyam Singh Yadav, member of parliament of the BSP, and Sanjay Rana of the Bharatiya Kisan Union. I want to begin the debate. Surjit Singh Swech and Sanju Verma are opening the debate today. I have sent my reporters on the ground, Mr. Swech, and I want to state it absolutely clear that these are part of the protesters. This is the group that has been protesting, which has carried out the lynching. I repeat today, I hope you can hear me, these people who have carried out the lynching are protesters. They have been sitting there on the protest. They are the ones who are blocking the roads. Allow me to complete, please. Allow me to complete, Mr. Swech. I have not completed yet. Thank you.
Okay.
It has been stated clearly by them. They have been sitting there since January, Sanju Verma. Right? Since January, these people have been sitting there. So these are very much your own people. These are the people you've been supporting. These are the people you call farmers. I've been saying for the longest time, Mr. Swech, that these are not farmers. These are unruly elements. They are violent people. They don't believe in law and order. You are using them. I've been telling you, stop using them. You don't listen. You call them farmers. And this has been going on for a long time. Hence, I believe that you, particularly your party, should take responsibility for the lynching.
Arnab, can I come in?
I'd like to hear
Yes,
Mr.
speak now.
Swech, please, and then you can come in certainly after that.
Okay. Arnab, this is a very shocking murder, brutal murder.
Lynching, not
and
murder,
we
lynching.
Strongly condemn it.
Lynching, call it a lynching.
You may call it lynching. Yes,
What do you call it?
Yes, it is lynching.
Say lynching.
Yes, it is lynching.
Say lynching.
And we strongly condemn it.
Yeah, say lynching.
I'm saying it. It's
Say
a lynching. And we
it a lynching?
strongly condemn it.
Yeah.
I'm saying so.
Is it a Taliban-style
I think
lynching?
you are not hearing me.
Is it a Taliban-type lynching?
I'm saying
Is it a Taliban-type lynching?
It's a brutal murder.
Is it a Taliban-type
shocking
lynching?
Murder. It's a gruesome murder.
Is it a Taliban-type lynching?
We strongly condemn it.
Is it a Taliban-type
You may call
lynching?
it by any names, but it's condemnable.
No, but is it a
And
Taliban-type lynching?
You may call it by any name.
I'm not calling it. I show the pictures in the middle,
You may
please.
call it.
I'm asking you.
Other lynching.
No, I'm not calling it anything else. I'm saying it's a Taliban-type lynching. There's a public execution in my country. Sorry. No, you please have to specify this. Is it a Taliban-type lynching? Is it a Taliban-type lynching?
I'm saying so.
No, and has it been carried out by
Please allow me to say
protesters?
something.
Has it been carried out by protesters you call farmers? Has it been carried out by protesters?
No,
These Nihangs?
no,
No.
you are
Oh, how come no?
here.
How come no?
So please-
These are the people who have
No,
been sitting
not
in
like
the...
this. Not like
No,
this.
these are very much
Please
your
allow me to
protesters.
speak.
They are your
Please allow me to
protesters.
speak.
They are your protesters. They are back on the screen.
Arnab,
They are your
Arnab,
protesters. I'm
you
sorry.
have called me.
No, they are
Let me-
protesters.
allow me
You
to
call them
speak. Allow me to
protesters.
speak.
Just one second. Mr. Swech, listen to me.
Allow me to
Mr.
speak.
Swech, I'm articulating my question, please.
If you don't want to,
I will allow.
Listen my
Don't
answer.
threaten me. Don't threaten me, Mr. Swech.
Okay,
Don't threaten
okay.
me. I'm asking you a question. I am
You are
asking
not
you a
lying
very...
to give answer.
Mr. Swech, I will continue to ask you the question till you answer it. And I'm on a very simple and elementary point. You have been using these people for the last 1 year. As in, these Nihang groups have been very much
This is
leading.
wrong.
Allow
This
me.
is wrong.
Allow me.
This is a
Allow
blatant
me.
lie.
Allow me.
This is a blatant
Allow me.
lie.
No, don't interrupt.
Blatant
Don't
lie.
interrupt. Don't interrupt.
They are farmers.
Don't interrupt me.
They are
Are they
farmers.
farmers? Are these
They are
Nihangs farmers? Are these
Don't-
Nihangs farmers?
don't intermix the-
Are these Nihang?
don't
You are
intermix the
intermixing.
murderer
Are these
with the
Nihang farmers? Are these Nihangs farmers? Are they
you are
farmers?
intermixing. No. You are
Yes or no? Are they farmers?
all the 32.
Are they farmers?
Listen now. Listen.
No.
All the
Answer my
32
question. Are
farmer
they
agitation- All the
farmers?
32 groups.
Are they farmers?
This-
Are they farmers?
They
I'll
are
repeat, are
not-
they farmers?
They are not part
Are they
of
farmers?
farmers.
Are they farmers, sir?
Farmers.
If they are not farmers, then what are they doing in what you call a farmers' protest?
Has told so many times.
You are saying they are not farmers, then what are they doing near a farmers' protest?
They are not.
Then they are not. What are they doing near a farmers' protest? Tell me.
They are not.
If they are not, then what are they doing near a farmers' protest? Why are they near a farmers' protest? Why are they carrying out lynchings? Enough is enough, tell me. If they are not farmers, what are they doing near a farmers' protest?
The beginning of this protest.
No. 1 minute. Okay, Mr. Swetch, now thank you. You made the opening remark. I'm going to the other person. Viewers have been. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, sir. There are others on the debate. Viewers, 1 minute.
Part of farmers.
1 minute. Thank you. Now listen.
You are highly mistaken.
You know something. You know something. Mr. Swetch, take a break. Now hear me. Before you come in, before anyone else comes in, before volume down, before anyone else comes in, I need to make my point. I have been saying, viewers, that these are not farmers' protests ever. They were never farmers' protests. This was a group of violent people, arsonists who want to create riots in our country, provoked by Khalistani groups from outside. These are not farmers. This has been infiltrated and used. Farmers is just a denomination, a word they are using. And today's lynching has proved. Now, when these people who are protesters carry out lynchings, people like Mr. Swetch come and say they are not farmers. Till now, he never denied that they were farmers. Yesterday, if I would have asked him the question, he would have said, yes, they are farmers. Sanju, you're on the debate. Sanju.
Thank you. Arnab, I completely agree with you. What happened is despicable, and it is a brutal lynching and a Taliban-style public execution. I just want to say one thing. We are not a soft state, neither are we a banana republic. You know, I did not interrupt you. Please, can you just hold your horses? Let me finish, then you can rebut me. I did not interject even once, Mr. Swetch. So please extend that courtesy to me. Thank you. The main problem here is, Arnab, that this protest started as a bona fide farmers' protest. Somewhere along the way, it was infiltrated by Khalistani elements. It was infiltrated by vandals, by thugs. I say with full responsibility that the Modi government is committed to the farming community, and there should be no iota of doubt on that. But we need to differentiate between bona fide farmers and Andolan GVs. I was going through the Twitter timeline of Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra. Even now, the brother-sister duo are busy trolling Prime Minister Modi for XYZ. There's not a single tweet condemning this Taliban-style execution of 35-year-old Lakhbir Singh by Rahul Gandhi. Priyanka Vadra went with a jhadu for a photo op to Lakhimpur, but she does not have the decency to condemn the brutal lynching at Singhu border. I will tell you one more thing. We are not going soft on anybody. Can you please keep quiet? I listen to you. Arnab, this is not done. Fine, you continue
Mr. Swetch, I can't see them on the left-hand side, please. 1 second. 1 minute. Let her complete her point. Let her complete her point. Mr. Swetch. Mr. Swetch, she's not got a good audio line. We need to listen to her. We'll have a debate, but she'll complete her point. Thank you. When you were speaking, they didn't speak.
Okay.
Thank you. Complete your points. Otherwise, we are wasting time. Yeah, Sanju.
You know, Arnab, I have always maintained, and this might sound like a cliche and a platitude to many, when we say that the law will take its course. Tell me in Lakhimpur, is today Ashish Mishra behind bars or not? Yes. His bail application was rejected or not? Yes. So the point is, when it is the BJP, we do not mollycoddle people irrespective of whether the guilt has been proven or not as we speak now.
No,
but
you are.
What about the Congress? No. I think the crux of the problem is somewhere else. There is a whole Hathras lobby, the Latian Lashkar lobby, which will condemn Lakhimpur but will not condemn the lynching of 5 Adivasi farmers in Chhattisgarh. They will talk about Ashish Mishra, but they will not talk about Lakhbir Singh. They will condemn Lakhimpur, but they will not talk about the lathi charge on farmers in Hanumangarh by the Congress-led Ashok Gehlot dispensation. They will talk about Dalits being lynched in Uttar Pradesh, but they will not talk about the Dalit called Yogesh Jadhav, who was lynched in broad daylight in Rajasthan. I think it is the fault of
while I don't,
named.
while I don't disagree with you, Sanju, on the broader point you make about the hypocrisy of some people, I'm compelled to make an observation. May I please? My simple observation is this, that I find it unacceptable that when the police from the Haryana government, which I believe is a BJP government, went on the spot, first of all, they went very late. They went after Republic made a hue and cry about it. It's almost as if they expected us to make a hue and cry and then were releasing a statement. They were not even releasing a statement before that, because it seemed that releasing a statement from the DSP required some level of political approval. First of all, Sanju, I'm nobody to advise you, but I need to tell you one thing. And if I may speak to the camera, please. I need to make one point to you. You people are in power to show how law and order is to be maintained. Okay? People have not given you a mandate just for show. The police went there today and they were standing next to the killers and everything was absolutely cool. The police should have picked up the whole lot of them. 1 minute, don't raise your hand. The police should have picked up the whole lot from that Nihang group, the whole lot. I mean the whole lot. And what is terrible is, Sanju, you people say we are a tough government. If you are tough, show me that you're tough. If you're tough, don't go there among this Nihang group and say, "Aap mein se, acha bhai sahab, kaun surrender karenge?" And then, 1 minute, don't, there's no okay, let me complete my point. And then, one of the Nihang leaders says, "Acha, hum mein se, ye surrender karega, ye karega." Kyun? Aapne chhoot deke rakhi hui hai. You've given a leash to this Nihang group that to decide which among them will surrender. You call this an investigation? You call this action? You have let us all down, and in such a terrible way. There is no rule of law anymore. There is no 1 minute. 1 minute. No, please. It's no 1 minute, Sanju. 1 minute. Let me say my piece. Let me say my piece. Viewers, I'm saying today on record, I feel let down. I feel let down that the police went there, and please don't look away, Ramnik Man. On other issues, you speak up a lot. Today, I want all of you to speak up as a citizen of India. I'm seeing the police go among this Nihang group and then ask them, "Acha, aap mein se kaun surrender karega?" What do you mean? What do you mean, nahi? That is exactly what is caught on tape. It is outrageous.
I want to now come in.
It is outrageous.
Not allow me to rebuff.
It's outrageous. And why are you quiet, Ramnik, now?
No, Arnab, please let me finish, because you said you'll give me...
I will speak in my turn. You want me to speak out of turn, Arnab? You want me to speak out of turn? I will speak out of turn. Sanju, just give me a minute. Let me just explain this to Arnab. Arnab, there is a...
Ramnik,
okay.
Then you can have...
Yeah, finish.
From the BJP government. Let me
finish.
I mean, Ramnik, then you can have your say. Arnab, I would like to tell you one thing. You know, when you say that, aapne se Nihang mein se kaun jayega, kaun nahi jayega, please let me tell you that sitting in a TV studio, it's very easy to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Those who say that the Modi government is not doing anything, I'll just tell you one thing. When the insurrection happened at the Red Fort on 26th January, 600 children were inside the premises of the Red Fort. Had the Delhi police not acted with restraint and sensitivity, those 600 children, their lives could have been put to danger. Did any of you, did Arnab Goswami say that the Delhi police have done a good job? No. Tahir Hussain behind the Shaheen Bagh riot is today rotting in the jail. Sharjeel Usmani was arrested. Khalid Saisi behind the Shaheen Bagh riot is today rotting in the jail. Umar Khalid behind the anti-CAA riot.
Okay, now I'll respond to you. I got your point. I got your point. I got your point. Thank you for repeating my name 3 times. I will now respond to you. I will respond to you. Thank you. Thank you, Sanju. Thank you, Sanju.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Goswami.
Thank you. And thank you, Sanju Verma. And now you'll have to hear me. I heard you there. But you'll have to hear me in entirety. Very interesting nowadays, viewers. Politicians give me lectures on what I should not say in a TV studio. Don't say, "Oh my God." Forgive the exclamations. I'm giving you a factual rebut. And you should listen to my rebut. My viewers know me for many years, many decades now. And I want to tell you, Sanju, listen to me, because the proper way to debate is I heard your entire point. You'll have to hear my entire point. Some of it may be difficult for you to hear, but you will hear it. Viewers, I asked today, 1 minute, I don't want to be spoken over, and I didn't speak over you. So please give me the equal respect. I'm asked today, sitting in a TV studio, who are you to question why the police allowed or asked the killers, alleged killers, which among you is going to surrender? Well, I ask that question essentially because that is not a luxury that is afforded to any other group of allegedly implicated people as per the law. As far as sitting in a TV studio is concerned, sitting in a TV studio, I called out and named the Tukre Tukre gang before you did. Sitting in a TV studio, I anchored for 100 hours and put the entire force of my journalistic effort behind questioning the foreign policy of my country's government. Sitting in a TV studio, allow me to complete, Sanju, because I'm responding. Sitting in a TV studio between the years 2010 and 2011, I exposed some of the biggest cases of corruption in this country, which led to the movement against corruption, which was later cannibalized by India against corruption. So I think sitting in a TV studio, I have every right to ask questions. I repeat my question, Ramnik, now, which is an elementary question. Why is the police saying, aap mein se kaun surrender karega? The violence is on tape, the lynching is on tape, the brutality is on tape. It is a Taliban-style killing. We should have clamped down and not dealt with these people with kid gloves. And I feel they have been dealt with kid gloves. Please.
I completely agree with you there. If that has happened, that is utterly unacceptable. The police should have actually clamped down on them and they should have caught them all. In fact, it's a tactical surrender, I believe. Surrendering one person surrender is a tactical surrender. They should identify all those people who were seen on the camera. They should round them up and then they should book them.
Yeah, why is it not happening?
Murder. That is one. Okay, now I'll try and put things in perspective religiously. I'll try and put things in perspective religiously, because this is, try to play it out as a case of blasphemy, as a case of sacrilege. So there is a maryada, there is a protocol, and I am emphasizing on the word Arnab, maryada. There is a protocol for Guru Granth Sahib. Guru Granth Sahib ka prakash hota hai, subah sham ko sukhasan hota hai, and there is a sevadar always on guard. And as per the family of Lakbir, he is a drug addict. How did a drug addict enter the sanctum sanctorum of the Darbar Sahib and reach the Guru Granth Sahib? What were they doing? Number one, if he committed blasphemy, if he committed sacrilege, 1 minute, what is the guna, what is the punishment for the people who've got Guru Granth Sahib on the road for 1 year? Why is Guru Granth Sahib on the road for last 1 year? Is it a Sikh protest? It is a farmers protest, it's not a Sikh protest. And they have no right to bring Guru Granth Sahib on the road for 1 full year and without any sevadar on guard for Guru Granth Sahib. It's a maryada, it's a written rule. They cannot leave Guru Granth Sahib alone like that. And in cases, anybody responsible for blasphemy or for sacrilege,
I think all I'm trying to say, Ramnik, I, with the greatest of respect to every religious sentiment out here, I'm making one point. Let us not say that anything is over the rule of law. If there has been, as the allegation is, that there was an attempt to steal the holy book, it is unacceptable, but that is not the way to respond. You don't pick up someone, cut his hands, hang him up, and so that I don't even want to go into the. I am simply on the point of rule of law. My question, no. My question is Shyam Singh Yadav. Shyam Singh Yadav on the debate, please. No. I want to go back. I have limited time. I go back to Shyam Singh Yadav. Yeah. Simple fact is, for 1 year, this group has created mayhem in India. Mayhem. Today I think they have crossed all Lakshman Rekhas, and all of you must now take a combined position versus them. You cannot allow a person like Ticket to instigate any further. You cannot allow a person like Yogendra Yadav to take advantage of what he's calling a farmers' protest when it is not. I know there's a UP election coming up. You want to corner the BJP government, but this is not the way. You are encouraging complete lawlessness in this country. Mr. Yadav. Mr. Yadav, please. It's Shyam Singh Yadav's turn.
Mr. Arnab.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Arnab, please listen to me.
Yeah.
Mr. Arnab, incident is very barbaric, very heinous, very costly, and I vehemently, I strongly condemn it. No doubt about it. But Mr. Arnab, when such type of situations is there is mass gathering, thousands of people, different types of even anti-social elements sneak in, it is again law and order. This is the duty of law and order person who should come. Whether this crime is committed by one, a few, or so many. It is the duty of the law and order people to take action against them. And you are child murder.
26 जनवरी हुआ.
Call it.
Okay, one minute. Just a minute.
Call it any child murder.
Gang rape हुआ.
But it is murder.
एक मिनट. Sanju, 1 minute.
No. One at a time, please. One at a time. Sanju, wait. Wait a minute. Sanju, wait. See, I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Yadav. You're an experienced politician. You need to hear me. May I have Sham Singh Yadav and Sanjay Rana on the right, and I'd like to invite Ranbir Singh Sharma, Vinod Anand and Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal on the left, because I want to have everyone to have their say. We have limited time. My limited point is, Mr. Yadav, we cannot allow the situation to be...
you didn't hear me. I'm sorry you didn't.
But Mr. Yadav, can I...
hear me.
Mr. Yadav, Sanju, please. Mr. Yadav, I'm making my point to you. I'm just saying that I need Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal, Vinod Anand and Ranbir Singh Sharma on the other side. And there is Mr. Yadav and Sanjay Rana on the side. See, Mr. Yadav, let's consider the situation logically. As a citizen of this country, I don't like things to be on the boil. As a politician, it is convenient for you to continue this in the name of a farmers' protest. As a citizen, as a journalist, I believe that you should stop providing political fuel to these protests, because these groups will become unruly. You saw what happened on Republic Day. You saw that these Khalistanis entered. You know, I have been saying that the Khalistanis are trying to take advantage of what they are. Then why don't you stop supporting people like Tiket and Yogendra Yadav? Find some other political way to defeat the Modi government. Don't use this.
Mr. Arnab,
yes.
You can't brand all innocent farmers for the same.
Yeah, equally you can't call killers, protesters and farmers.
No. You can take action against those who are involved in it, whether it is 1, 2 or so many, whether it is hundreds. But you can't simply blame.
I'm sorry, it's going out of hand.
Law-abiding farmers.
Okay, Mr. Rana, what's your point?
Peaceful protest.
Mr. Rana, what's your point?
I would like to put forward the point over here.
There may be some one-off incident like this.
It's not a one-off.
Which should be taken care of by law and order people.
Arnab, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yes, Mr. Rana.
Okay, the thing is that, to be honest, if you're talking about the farmer, it's a very, very depressing and disappointing to see such kind of incidents happening on the name of Kisan. I'm coming from the Kisan family, I'm a Kisan too, but it's very droppy for me when I see such kind of incidents. When these people are talking about these are the Kisan protests, it's not a Kisan protest at all. Why Nihangs are there, what they are doing there, I fail to understand. We are the farmers, we are doing our farming work, we don't have a time to go there and do this kind of protest.
But then I have a suggestion there. See, Mr. Rana, and on this I want to bring Ranbir Singh Sharma. He's a former IPS officer, and there's Vinod Anand. I believe you should not start a fire that you cannot stop. You are now saying, what are these... 1 minute, sir. Allow me.
Yeah,
Mr. Ranbir Singh, he's saying these Nihangs are not farmers. I'm saying what they were the ones who created the violence. They were the ones who created havoc inside Delhi. They desecrated the tricolour inside the Red Fort. Then you didn't complain. You've been using these people, calling them farmers. Has Yogendra Yadav asked these groups to leave the place? To stop being part? No. You allowed the Maoists in. You allowed the Khalistanis in. You have allowed these killers in, and now you're saying they are not farmers.
You're taking me wrong.
No. I'd like Mr. Ranbir Singh to come in.
Organization left this particular protest on 26th of
Ranbir Singh.
I completely agree with you, Arnab. These types of Nihang protesters, which are farmers also using them, let them please have it. They have taken the law in their hands. This is a completely Taliban type of lynching, and it has to be stopped, and police should take very stern actions against these Nihangs who have taken the law in their hands. This is the first point. Secondly, the SKM, Sanyukt Kisan Morcha.
I agree, but police should take tough action.
Hello? Singhu Kisan Morcha people, they should immediately hand over all the Nihangs who have taken the law in their hands. If they are the part of the protester, these Nihangs are on the very first day. They are in the fields. And that is why the SKM people have now come forward, and they should, whosoever is taken law in their hands, they should be handed over to the police. And police should take very strong action. Now, they should not say who will...
Binod Anand, I feel the police has gone very soft. First of all, police has gone extremely soft, and Binod Anand also on the debate. Viewers, if you're tracking this broadcast right now, at around 5 o'clock this morning, a Dalit Sikh near the Singhu border was lynched. His hand was chopped. His leg was smashed. There are cuts inflicted all over his body. Viewers on this pictures on the screen. He was hanged in full public view. Nobody is batting an eye. The entire lobby, Vinod, the entire lobby that calls India Lynchistan in other cases, all of them are quiet today. The Latvian media is blacking out this incident. This is an ISIS-style, Taliban-style killing. They don't want to talk about it because they are too politically correct to talk about it. But Vinod, I have been saying this for 1 year now. All kinds of anti-social, anti-national elements have entered these farmers' protests. There has to be a heavy hand. I'm not seeing a heavy hand. Sanju gets upset when I say I'm not seeing a hand heavy enough. But that's the reality. There needs to be a heavy hand before things go out of hand. Vinod.
You are very right, Arnav. My blood boils when I see these things since morning. You know, these are the very much terrorist people who are terrorizing our minds. This is the religion where the people say Nanak and Nanki sangat mein baithte hain aur pangat mein khate hain. This is the respect of the religion which has given us so many things since ages. And this is what the farmers are. Where are those people who we have created Rashtriya Kisan Mahasangh, not the people who are sitting over there on the Singhu border. I was a part of that, and we have never thought of that this be kind of unlawful and this terrorist mindset the farmers leaders will do like this. I want this farmers leader to be warned.
Ticket has just released a statement. Binod, I want to get Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal also. Ticket has released a statement right now. He says, SKM has issued a statement, law will take its course. These people don't matter to us, we don't have any linkage with them. Mr. Dhaliwal, is this enough? Till 3 days back, this man was saying that it's good that there were lynchings in Lakhimpur. When there were lynchings in Lakhimpur and we pointed it out, he said it's good. People deserve to be lynched. Mr. Dhaliwal?
Which SKM?
Dhaliwal ji, अभी तिकैत कह रहे हैं हमारा कोई लेना देना नहीं है इन लोगों के साथ. मगर इन्हीं लोगों का इस्तेमाल करते हैं तिकैत और योगेंद्र यादव.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अर्नब जी, ये जो हत्या हुई है, तालिबानी हत्या हुई है, एक मजदूर की, मजहबी सिख की तालिबानी हत्या हुई है, जो किसान मजदूर एकता में मजदूरों को रिप्रेजेंट करता था. तो किसान मजदूर एकता में मजदूरों की हत्या हुई है. टिकैत साहब को जिम्मेवारी लेनी चाहिए इसकी जिम्मेवारी एसकेएम को लेनी चाहिए. क्यों भाग रहे हैं वो जिम्मेवारी लेने से? और जो तालिबानी तरीके से मर्डर हुआ है, जिससे देश शर्मसार हुआ है, उसके लिए माफी मांगनी चाहिए सारे एसकेएम को, संयुक्त किसान मोर्चा और ये जो सारे जितने कॉमरेड बैठे हुए हैं सामने, इन सभी को माफी मांगना चाहिए देश को शर्मसार करने के लिए. उसने गुनाह किया, बड़ा गुनाह था, उसका गुनाह बख्शने वाला नहीं था, ये बात अलग है. लेकिन आप देश को शर्मसार कैसे करोगे? मानवता को शर्मसार कैसे करोगे? कानून को कैसे आप हाथ में लोगे? ये आपको किसने इजाजत दे दी कि आप ही जज हो, आप ही सबको? मेरा गला भर आया, मैं ये जो वीडियो देख रहा हूं, और कोई भी जो बच्चे देख रहे होंगे तो वो भी सोच रहे होंगे कि हमारे देश में क्या हो रहा है. अर्नब जी, ये बहुत बुरा है और बहुत बुरे दौर से हम लोग गुजर रहे हैं.
Of course, it was big crime. It was a crime.
Arnab, can I come?
What you have done is not a crime. Why are you sitting with those guys over there?
Please don't do that. Please don't flame it.
Mr. Swetch, listen to me now.
Be sensible. Be sensible.
Mr. Swetch, I have 1 minute, just 1 minute. Sanju, 1 minute. I want to talk to you, Mr. Swetch. You are saying to me, 1 minute now, hear me now. Yes. I'll put the pictures in the middle, I'll speak over the video because people need to see what has happened there in Sonepat. question here is, he's telling me tonight, be sensible. A man, the people who have killed this man are supported by the Congress party. The people who have killed this man, the people who have carried out the Taliban, please allow me, sir, the people who have carried out this Taliban-style lynching are people who have been used by you. The man, no, you cannot, have I not told you? Have I not told you for the longest time, Mr. Swetch, that things will go out of control? I'm saying tonight, stop these fake protests. These are not protests. These are not farmers' protests. Say it tonight. These are not farmers' protests.
You are wrong.
This is a way to create chaos in this country.
Then why did the government hold 11 meetings with farmers? If they are not farmers, if the protesters are not farmers, why did the government hold 11 meetings with them?
By Andoljivis, will you say
We are already condemning. We are already condemning. We are condemning. We are condemning. We are condemning. We are condemning. 100 times we are condemning it.
Khalistanis like Paramjeet Singh Pamma. Your leaders are supporting Paramjeet Singh Pamma based in UK. Your Congress leaders are supporting Hardeep Singh Nijjar based in Canada.
But you have no right to flavor the things.
Gurvatan Singh Pannu sitting in the United States, and you come here and give a bhashan on all that is.
We are supporting the farmers. We are supporting the farmers, but we are not supporting any killer. We are not supporting this model. We are condemning it.
We are supporting
your government, your ministers, your prime minister. They are supporting the persons who have mowed down the farmers.
This is going out of hand. This is going out of hand. Ramanik, we have limited time to act. And, when there have been 2 sets of lynchings by protesters in 1 week, we must, as a country, we must see the signs and act. We cannot wait anymore. You know what happened during the Shaheen Bagh protests? 54 people died eventually in the National Capital Region. And for months I was screaming on television saying, stop it. So Ramanik, this has to be stopped. There can be no negotiation anymore.
Now 1 minute.
Yes, Mr. Yadav. Mr. Yadav and Ramanik.
See, this has happened for far too long. See, Yogendra Yadav and Rakesh Shikhet, if I may, Arnab, if I may have my way, say, please. Yogendra Yadav and Rakesh Balyan are nar-pishach. They are bloodthirsty people. वो अपनी राजनीति चमकाने के लिए लोगों को मरवा रहे हैं वहाँ पे 26 जनवरी हुआ बंगाल की लड़की का बलात्कार हुआ वहाँ पे एक लड़के को तेल डाल के जिंदा जला दिया गया यहाँ पे कई कत्ल हो चुके हैं this is not the first time this is a lynching which has happened this has to stop the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha has to take responsibility
completely and the leaders of the Mr. Yadav, if you see last point of Mr. Yadav, if you've seen the kind of violence that has been carrying on in the name of farmers' protests for 1 year, the leaders of the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha must be picked up, they must be arrested and asked to face the law because they are the instigators here. They are the instigators here.
And you can't blame all other farmers guilty of that crime. You take action against the responsible. You can't blame. You can't brand all other farmers.
Yogendra Yadav, the other
Sanju.
speaking Yadav, you are here, sir. What do we expect, sir? You are always giving them an intellectual cover fire. Why can't you say the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha should end this non-sickle protest? It is not a farmers' protest. Why can't you say it aloud?
Mr. Swetch.
What stops you? Your politics?
Yeah,
your party's interests?
Yes.
You put your interests, your politics before human lives?
I am telling again, don't blame farmers, don't blame protesters. If they were not farmers,
sir, I am blaming you. You're not listening. आप लोग इनको intellectual cover fire दे रहे हैं. The Congress party and the entire opposition bloc.
Farmers. Why they are calling them Annadata? Why they are calling them Annadata?
I think Sanju Verma, Sanju, I will say to you sitting in a TV studio one more thing tonight. Arrest Rakesh Singh Ticket. Arrest Rakesh Singh Ticket is a threat to national security. There are enough provisions under which you can arrest him. Don't let the fire burn anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, on the other side tonight, on the debate, the visuals are ghastly. They most unfortunately remind you of what happened in Lakhimpur. This has happened in Chhattisgarh now. The victims are those who were on a Dashera procession. It's become immediately political. That story with the debate on the other side of a short break.